Hi, welcome to Superhero Rundown. I'm Crimson, and today I need a break. Now, if you've been living under a rock for a while, Minneapolis has been like that, and has been for a few months at time of recording. In light of that, and the one super heavy episode I dropped on Afrofuturism in March, I figured today would be a nice, easy one where I talk about what I will never cover on the show. Because unlike some people, I have standards, and I won't do it even if the patrons give me $1 million. Mostly because I have really good reasons, and if you don't agree with me, you can drop a message down in the comments I won't be reading. Here we go. Never again. I don't think the prequels are as bad as people have made them out to be, but that's not the reason I won't do it. It's the fandom. It's just so toxic. Yup, I'm going there. I don't really care about the fandom, but it's so exhausting that the fandom is like this because they shouldn't be like this. You should feel bad or whatever. Look, I just want to see some Star Wars. I don't care about the Skywalkers. I was actually really psyched about The Mandalorian because it didn't have any Skywalkers. A cameo from a Skywalker in Season 2 doesn't count because he's only in it for like 2 minutes at most. My point is, I don't like the fandom because they ruin what I like. I loved The Last Jedi. That anyone, including a little kid with a broom, could be a Jedi. Then somehow Palpatine returned, and I had to endure a kiss for a character who should have not had a redemption arc no matter how cool Adam Driver is. I grew up with this show. I love this show, but I can't cover it because Lee Thompson Young committed suicide in 2013. As someone who has been diagnosed with a mental disorder, including depression, I would not presume to know what was happening in his head before he died. You should at the very least check out the show in the 2001 movie, if you can. He had acting chops, even at a young age. I had no idea that people thought this show had gone off the rails. For example, Jughead dies at least 4 times, a mountain falls on Archie, then there's the superpowers. Don't worry about it. Like in season 6, they end up in an alternate timeline called Rivervale, and also there are so many serial killers in that series. Like, so many. There's 2 Reggies who fight for dominance and both die in a gun duel. Like 6 different versions of Jughead, including Angel Jughead. Cheryl joins several cults, and it is amazing. Also, they go to the 1950s. Don't think about it. But I don't think I can actually talk about it because Super Eye Patch Wolf made this amazing video on Riverdale. I mean, seriously, go watch it. It's hilarious and is way better than anything I could ever do. Look, if you don't like Riverdale, that's your problem, not mine. I grew up on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. In my opinion, the show with Melissa Joan Hart is more of a sitcom than an actual examination of social issues like I do with other series. It's not that deep, bro. It's a magical girl show that was made by Nickelodeon. And while Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is darker, it has crossed over with Riverdale, and this is not something I want to cover. Period. Never really had any interest in this series, not because it's bad, but I have a 3-episode rule. Basically, if a show doesn't grip me in the first 3 episodes, I don't watch it. This series failed my 3-episode rule. I enjoy this franchise, but I really have nothing to say on it that hasn't already been said by either the films themselves or by critics. I really wanted to cover American Gods, but I can't now. The separation of author from their work really only works when that person is dead. For example, H.P. Lovecraft. He was a piece of shit, but I can read or watch the adaptations understanding that. Neil came out of the woodwork in February 2026 and denied the allegations of sexual misconduct. Then promoted he was working on some new shit. Yikes. Cool, Neil, that doesn't excuse you, because yes, the court case in Wisconsin was dismissed, but not because there was no wrongdoing, but because the court said it lacked jurisdiction and it should be heard in New Zealand where it took place. I'm just saying, it's really not a win when the judge is like, we can't hear it because the event didn't take place here. That is the judge saying, we're not going to have the jurisdiction of the events called into question. Ultimately, yes, I did enjoy The Sandman, American Gods, and the Good Omens TV adaptations, but you can't separate them from their author. That's why I will not do it. I expect a bunch of people in my comments that I won't be reading telling me how I should do it if circumstances change. But I honestly don't care. I will not use my platform to make money for terrible people, nor will I use it for other questionable means. Sorry, not sorry.